Phone interviews screen out job seekers. If you don't perform well at the phone interview, you will not be called into the next step of the interview process. Unsure job seekers perform so poorly at the phone interview, which is why it takes them so much longer to land a job. I'm Belinda Harris, and I am an HR professional with over 15 years experience in the human resource field. Every day, I post videos to help job seekers like you make the best choices for themselves. I have a master's degree in human resource development and certifications by the Human Resource Certification Institute and Society of Human Resource Management. I am a speaker, a trainer, and business owner, and I am here to help you secure your next employment opportunity. A phone interview makes you just as nervous as a face-to-face or video interview. You don't know what questions they're going to ask you, and it's harder to judge how you are being assessed without actually seeing the person. I worked with a job seeker recently who couldn't get past the phone interview for nothing. According to him, he would be ready for the interview, but one thing or another, something would always happen. Like he had his window up for one of his phone interviews, and his neighbor was mowing the grass. It was loud, very loud, and he didn't think to go into another room. He just hoped the neighbor would soon finish that area and move on to another side of the house. Another time, he forgot he had the TV on, and it was playing the news in the background, which became a distraction for him and probably the person interviewing him. Another time, he said he was eating his lunch when the interviewer called. He didn't think the interviewer could hear him eating. She didn't say she could hear him, but he never got a call back from any of those phone interviews. You may be thinking, I would interview better than that. But there are many reasons why people perform poorly at a phone interview. A job interview is always required for anything substantial. Performing well on a phone interview can help you land the job that you want. I'm going to talk about some tips to make a good impression throughout the whole process. Before the phone interview, there are things that you must and should do. You want to be strategic with your contact information by letting potential employers know the easiest way to contact you. Suggest that they can best be reached by phone or cell, although more and more companies do phone interviews without any advance notice. So do what you can to establish the best conditions. If you are called and you're in the car, ask them if they can hold on while you pull over. You do not want to conduct a phone interview while you are driving in your car. Keep a contact log. If you're sending out multiple applications, keep a contact log so you can keep them all straight. You'll be better prepared for impromptu interviews or any return calls if you know which company and position they're calling about. Our 90 Days to Employment Journal is a great way to keep track of all your employment information. You can click the link in our bio to get you a copy of our journal today. For a phone interview, you still want to do your research. You want to be just as prepared as a face-to-face or video version of an interview. So learn all you can about the company, the position, and the people you're going to interview with. Learn everything available about the company. You can set up a Google alert to notify you of the latest news. Check your network to find anyone who works there or know someone who does. Prepare your talking points and questions. Write down talking points and follow-up questions that you can refer to. It will help you sound prepared and make it easy to remember everything to address. Putting your questions into writing will help you cover all the material. It also gives you something to refer to while you're interviewing. Know your story. Even on the phone interview, one of the first interview questions could easily be, tell me about yourself, or something along those lines. They want to know your basic story, and there's no excuse not to be prepared for this question. So think of a way that you can present yourself in an interesting and positive light. Warm up your voice. Your voice matters even more when your body language and facial expressions aren't visible. Hum or read to yourself for a few minutes to get yourself ready for the call. Clear away distractions. Let other calls go to voicemail. Ask your kids not to interrupt you. I always tell people, no kids, pets, TV, radio, or any distractions in the room with you. Also, no eating or drinking or chewing gum when you're interviewing. You may not think the other person can hear, but they can. So give the call your full attention, period. Visualize success. Imagine yourself in the interview, presenting yourself perfectly. See yourself answering the questions calmly, thoroughly. It's challenging to be successful if you can't see it in your mind in the first place. Have a pen and paper ready for notes. You may need this if they give you instructions or information. Also have your resume handy so you can refer to it if needed. During the phone interview, you want to do certain things as well, such as be friendly and enthusiastic. Make a strong first impression. Smile and hold your head up. Focus on the positive aspects of the position so you'll sound excited to discuss it. Again, make sure you are in a private room so you can hear everything they are saying or asking. Record everyone's name. If you're interviewing with more than one person, write down everyone's name and title at the start if possible. It'll come in handy if you have to meet them in person for a face-to-face interview. Adapt to the interviewer's approach. Be yourself, but be sensitive to the style of your interviewer. So adjust to their level of formality and the degree of detail they're seeking. Some employers may just ask a few preliminary questions, while others will go into great depth. Avoid interrupting. It can be difficult to judge when someone is done speaking when you can't see them. Pause for a second before replying to avoid any awkward interruptions. Make sure that you are understanding what they're asking you. If not, ask them to repeat the question again. Ask questions. That shows that you're a good fit for the position. Ask questions also demonstrates that you've done your research, and it will show that you are really interested in the job. And it'll give you another chance to talk about why you'd be an asset to the organization. You should ask questions in every interview, whether it's a phone, face-to-face, or video. You can already have the questions written out so you don't have to think of something on the spot. Clarify the next steps. Ask about their hiring process. They may want to schedule an in-person interview immediately, or they may let you know when they'll decide on the remaining finalists. After the phone interview, you want to send a thank you note, a thank you email. Send a brief note. Thank them. It's good etiquette, and you get another chance yet to show what a good employee that you would make. Make follow-up plans. Hiring decisions often take longer than expected, so follow up as needed with tactful, professional persistence. Phone interviews now play an important role in the hiring process. Learning the techniques to ace a phone interview will give you a big advantage in your job search. If this video brought you any value and you are wondering what to do next, first, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We post videos daily on topics such as this. Second, sign up for a newsletter for tips, templates, resources, and news as it relates to employment, productivity, confidence building, and time management. I'm Belinda Harris, and I'll see you at the next video.